Welcome to Access a Trader, the #1 community for those who are committed to taking control of their trading in order to achieve success, profitability, and longevity. Thank you for joining us. Here's Dan Shapiro to help you find your edge, master your process, and own your future.
Hey guys, good evening everybody. Welcome to another edition of the AccessATrader.com nightly update show. If you are brand new to the channel, guys, thank you very much. Tuning in, showing some support, the ultimate support you can show, especially if you like what we're doing, is take a second, drop a like, help a brother out. All jokes aside, guys, thank you very much for your viewership. I really try to do my best for you. What a day, what a difference a day makes. Yesterday was just one of those days for me, I just didn't have it, man. I just didn't have it. It felt like I was, trying to keep it PG, trying to push, a piano up a hill. That's the best way of saying it. I'm a gentleman. I don't want to say what's really on my mind. But, it's one of those things. It's one of those situations we talked about yesterday. Short memory, outlier, whatever the case may be, move on with your day. Easier said than done, but as you get older in this business, it's much easier to do. Today came, right? Today came, we had our game plan. We knew the ramifications of the market. We understood where the market has been, what it's been doing, especially for the last 5 sessions. Again, if you are brand new, we lost the 50-day moving average, and every single candle, like we discussed in last night's video, has been a sell signal. Every candle here has been red, which basically means it's a lower close than the open. And the most important part was, again, just like every other day, right? We're ready. We're prepared every single day. And this is one of those scenarios that, you're ready for some trades. You're ready for your game plan. But sometimes your game plan plays out so aggressively that it's almost incredible to comprehend as you're seeing it play out. And today was literally kind of a reward, almost like a reward, a badge of honor to kind of getting out of your way, recognizing that yesterday was just wrong for you, right? It was just wrong for you. It just wasn't in the cards. Get out the way. And today it played out incredible. We talked about a lot of names last night on the video. In video, we talked about with all those 108, 110, 105 put buyers. Again, we'll get to the pivots in a second. Definitely one of the most aggressive sessions I can remember trading for this calendar year. And I kind of joked around about it in the webinar today. But if you had to kind of bottle up a day, bottle up a day and relive it over and over again, like Groundhog's Day, today would be the day. Again, we'll get to the pivots in a second. But the big story, the question was coming into today, can Microsoft, can AMD, can Starbucks, save the market? And when you look at the whole day today, again, it all depends who you ask. And that's the whole point of what we talk about every single day, that there's no such thing as the market. If you turned around today and asked somebody off the street, was the market up or down today? Well, they'll turn around and go, of course it was up. The Dow was up 200 points. Right? You ask a trader who trades actively on a day-to-day basis, was the market down today? Down. We got slaughtered today, right? Slaughtered. Absolutely slaughtered. It felt like at one point in the morning, it felt like liquidation. It was like forced liquidation on a lot of these technology names. And the NASDAQ was down 1.2% and traded all the way back to the bottom of the channel. And yet, this is why we talk about, the old ways of thinking about the stock market are over. Again, no such thing as a stock market anymore. It's just a market full of stocks and your specific guidelines of how to put steaks in the freezer. The big story, again, can Microsoft save the market? Can AMD save the market? Well, we got at least our preliminary answers. Right now, it's roughly 5 minutes to 5 Eastern time. I don't know what time you will see this video. Maybe you'll see this video at 6:30 Eastern time, 7:30 Eastern time, whenever Kenyon comes out with the video. But the point is, as of right now, AMD, let's talk about the good news first, right? We always talk about the good news first. AMD came out with earnings. AMD has gotten, fisted, double-fisted in the last 3 months. Is that an okay thing to say? Will I get canceled for that? Right? Fisted, double fisted. So there was a lot of optimism that nothing was going to happen, right? And for now, AMD actually had a pretty decent quarter. They beat adjusted EPS by a penny. And I'm not saying that tongue in cheek. Literally, that's exactly what happened. Second quarter revenue were $5.84 billion versus the estimate of $5.73 billion. So they beat the top, they beat the bottom. And as of right now, AMD had a nice pop, really nice pop, giving some back, but definitely had a nice pop. As you guys remember, last week, we were having exactly the same conversation of Google, right? You guys remember? Google was up $4 or $5, and I said, "Wow, as of right now, Google is up." Let's see where it is by the time you watch. So AMD's conference call will be starting soon. As of right now, AMD is up roughly, call it about $8, right? Call it about $8, or let's see here. Yeah, up about $8. That seems about right. Let's get to the flip side, right? Microsoft today got hit. It's been down, 10% over the last couple of weeks. It's just been getting absolutely manslaughtered. Here is their numbers, right? Here's their numbers out on Microsoft ending June. The Azure, right? Azure up 30% year over year. The problem was the estimate was 31%. Revenue up 15% year over year to $64.7 billion. That's a $300 million beat. Gross margin was at 70%. I guess that's a light miss. And operating margins were at 43%, flat year over year. And on the EPS side, they did by 2 cents. So not only was Microsoft getting crushed in the last couple of weeks below the 50-day moving average, it's treating their investors to, another big move down. Now, the question going into tomorrow is AMD enough, right? Is AMD enough to pull up the bulls? Or is Microsoft enough to keep on taking down the bears? Obviously, if you've been watching this broadcast over the last 5 days when we lost the 50-day moving average, we keep on reiterating the same thing. There's rules, right? There's rules trading a sell interval. Anything below the 50-day moving average, you do not buy into strength, okay? Especially on gap ups. You're buying stock at the supply. We've seen this play out now in 5 consecutive days. Here's the proof, right? You have every single candle turning red at the close. That means the open got sold. So stop buying these stocks into gap ups. Nothing good's going to happen below daily supply. And the second thing we continuously talk about, guys, buying dips is a bull market thesis. When a stock goes linear and confirms the daily channel, when it opens on a light volume, on a soft open into rising daily support, you buy the dip. You cannot buy dips in a bear sell cycle. Again, if you're a long-term investor, just leave. There's no reason for you to be here. I understand NVIDIA is going to be at 160 after earnings. I get it. Apple's going to be at 300. Everything's going to be great in the world, but it's not going to happen tomorrow, right? And that's the whole point. There's no guarantee that your stock, when you want to, because you're buying it on the dip, is going to get it to your area where you want it, okay? So it's a trader's market. We're a trader's channel. I run a trader's platform, okay? This is not, guessing where a stock is going to be after earnings. Your guess is as good as mine where these stocks are going to be a week from now, 2 weeks from now, 3 months from now. All you need to do is reference, right? All you need to do is reference 2022. What happened, right? We lost the 50-day moving average. What happened after? The NASDAQ was down 36%, 35% for the year. And at any point, if you bought anything on the dip, it took you a year and a half probably to get it back. So look, if that's the case and you think a stock is cheap and you want to buy it for 10 years, that's great. But I don't want to hear your opinion, okay? There's a cordial line that has to be addressed between traders and investors, right? An investor is all about, I think, and I'm just using NVIDIA as a point of reference. Again, the 12-year-olds, don't start screaming in my ear, right? NVIDIA is going to be great. They're AI. They're going to kill their earnings in a couple of weeks. Yeah, you're probably right. I want to know what's going to happen tomorrow. So the most important part is there's a language that's very disconnected between a trader and an investor. Investor has their opinions about the long-term outlook of what a company is going to do, where their stock price is going to be in the next 6 to 12 to 18 months. A trader wants to know, how can I take advantage of that channel, whether it's long, short, or indifferent? How can I take advantage of that channel tomorrow, right? Not next week, not when they're coming out with their AI numbers. I want to know how I could take advantage of the information, the data that's in front of me tomorrow. And that's exactly it. So again, if you're frustrated, and again, I get it. I'm doing this for 25 years. There's a lot of emotion involved. When you're a brand new, especially investor, and you have kids, and you're starting out, and your portfolio is looking like death, right? Is absolutely death. I get it. You're emotional. I get it. I'm sympathetic to that. But you can't voice your opinion to a trader. Their timeline is different. Their approach is different. Your whole experience is different. I'll give you a perfect example, right? I was born in the former Soviet Union. I got here when I was 4 or 5 years old. I'm 50 now, okay? The Russian language and the Polish language, they kind of sound similar, right? They kind of sound similar. There's certain words that sound the same. But I am telling you, I cannot speak Polish, and a Polish person cannot speak Russian. That's the bottom line. So there's no difference between the cordial mannerisms between an investor and a trader. If you're a trader, talk to the traders. If you're an investor, stick with the investors. The two worlds shouldn't meet, right? They shouldn't meet because there's absolutely, if you're an investor, you're doing zero for the person who is trading. Maybe it could be an hour trade, a 2-day trade, a 30-minute trade. You're doing nothing for them. Trust me, you're not going to sway their opinion because you think your stock is going to be 20x 3 years from now, okay? Respect each other, guys. That's the simple rule of life. Whether it's trading, baseball cards, baseball cards, you're a truck driver, you're a doctor, you're an attorney, or a trader. Respect the person. Nobody cares about your opinion. And I say that in the most respectful way I can, right? So if you want to live a nice, cordial life, happy, smile on your face with lack of step, stay in your space. That's it. Stay in your space. Everybody will probably get along, and the world will be a better place. Having said that, let's talk about today's pivots. Again, what a difference today's a day makes today. This was the crown jewel today. This was it. We talked about it last night in the video, on the video of the video, right? We saw those 110, 108s come in. This damn thing printed 100 after hours. 11:30 if it builds below, can flush. Smashed. Absolutely smashed. You guys remember we were talking about NVCR last night, right? NVCR, we even talked about it, how the last time NVCR reclaimed the 50-day moving average and it exploded. Look what NVCR did today, right? NVCR 2080, 21 needs to build. Again, you could still find some value to the upside. That's because the Russell is hanging on really, really well. Look at this move here, man. You had a $2.50 move on a $20 stock. That's pretty effing impressive. No doubt. Apple, again, we always try to get pivots on both sides. 1950, 1970 pre-market highs. Again, as you can imagine, it went up to like 2040. Nothing there. Again, reporting after the close. Tesla, we were looking for that second day upside move. We didn't get that, but there's a downside channel. We'll show you in a second. Netflix, 621.70. Again, we talked about Netflix last night in the video. If it builds below, it confirms pre-market lows can get hit. Here it was Netflix, lost to 621.70, went all the way down to 617 before recovering a little bit on the close. Amazon, went up about $1. Again, we try to give pivots on both sides of the market. 184.75 needs to build. Amazon is also coming out with earnings on Thursday. Ran up about $1 before it got hit, like with everything else. And here was the biggies, right? SMCI 692. If it builds below, can flush. Here was SMCI smashed, right? Here is smashed right here. 692. Stock traded all the way down to 656. Got absolutely manhandled. I know there's more. Yeah. There's more. QQQs, again, we try to take both sides. 468 to the upside, 461.61 to the downside. And the Qs got murdered. Absolutely murdered. They took out the 61 traded down to 54 in the regular session because of Microsoft's earnings. Down about a buck right now, but a big move on the Qs. And I said it. I go, wow, what a day! I mean, phenomenal morning. I go, look, if you're looking for another pivot, and this is, I didn't even take the Tesla pivot. I was just so content with the day. I go, look, if you're looking for another pivot, watch Tesla. Watch Tesla 224.70 second entry. That's a PS60 sling. If it builds below, contest 222.70s, 222s. Tesla right now is trading around 221. Great move there. So again, phenomenal day. Absolutely phenomenal day. It really does show you when you're getting bad hands, when you're really getting bad hands, and you say to yourself, you know what, this is just not for me. Get out of the way, because you just don't know what the next day brings. And when the next day brings, you could get some massive potential. Guys, God bless. Respect yourself. Respect others. It's just that simple, guys. Have a great night. God's help. I'll see you all tomorrow.